Okay, we're going to try to sort of trace an image, I guess, now. That's going to allow us to work with layers. So I'm going to, I don't know, I'm looking for something online with Seattle. Something that's easy to trace, not too difficult. I could go for maybe funny faces, cartoon. Something that's easy to trace. Doesn't take too long. Yeah, let's go for this. Hopefully that should be copy. Let's go for the fish. So I'm going to copy this, copy that particular image, and I'm going to place it into. So the way I start is I first create a layer. I'll call it pick. My original pick is going to be on this layer. I'm going to do Control V. That's my original picture. I've placed it on the stage. There. I've placed it on that stage, and now I'm going to, well, now Flash is going to crash on me, and I have to restart. Let me close everything I have here, I guess. That may speed things up. I'll get help desk to sort this issue out, hopefully. So let's start again. I'm going to paste it. I'm going to call it pick. I'm just going to save it just in case it does crash. So I'm going to call this layers. And what I tend to do is I can actually, I can make it transparent if I want to, you know, slightly. And what I do is I'll just convert this to a symbol graphic. And it doesn't matter what name I have. Then what I do is I go to color effect and change the alpha down a bit. So still allowing me to view the image, but at the same time I could trace over it. So once again, what I did was I copied and pasted this image. It's a vector. It's not a vector image. It's a pixel image. You could see the pixelation there. Each time I zoom in, it's not crisp. So what I did was I did right click, convert to symbol. Then I gave it selected graphic. Clicked OK. Then let's do this again. You can give it a name, but I'm not going to be using this image, so I'll just leave it as symbol 1. Then on the right side under color effects, go to alpha and bring the alpha down. Bring the alpha down. So this is going to be generally more of a focus on layers. If that was too fast, just ignore that section. What you need to do is, what you can do is you can make this image invisible, or you can have it appear. So there's this eye symbol which allows you to hide layers and view layers, and then there's this lock. You can lock layers. So lock layers, just like the name tells you, it will lock the layers and allow you to not change anything on that layer. So if you've done something and made some changes and you don't want to accidentally make any additional changes, you need to make sure you lock it. So I'm going to lock it, and I can hide it each time when I'm drawing the picture or tracing over it. Now what I need to do is I need to start tracing. I'm going to create a new layer. I'm going to click on new layer, and I'll just call it, say, fish. And what I'm going to do in this particular case is I'm going to use the line tool. I'm going to select the line tool, and I'm going to do it in sections. So I'm going to start here at the bottom and draw a particular points. It's currently set to white. I'm going to make sure that's set to black. Should be no fill. Okay. Then I want to keep drawing around this. You're probably thinking this is all straight lines. Yes, at this stage I'm not too worried. But what I am going to do then, I'm going to push these lines out. Go to the edge and I'm going to push them out. Push that out, so allow me to kind of trace it. So I'm going to continue this process. It doesn't have to be exact. You know, I'll try to be as close as possible. So what I did was, once I've drawn the lines, let me just fix this. So once you've drawn the lines, you go to the selection, and then you come to the edge, and you'll see that, now I just need to pull it out. Pull it out again. Just pull that section out. So I'll keep doing that all around. And I can zoom in, get a better, closer view of this. Just keep pulling it. So I've actually done that section, and now I could do the fin if I want to. I could select all that and smooth it out if I want to. So the next thing what I may want to do is I may want to fill this, and you can fill it. You may not fill if you have a broken line anywhere. So I can make the fish invisible, the original image invisible, and I could check if I have a gap anywhere. If I do, I'm going to remove that so that I can fill my my image with the color that I've selected. I think it still may be broken in places. What I can do also is, if you select the fish, you can actually change the stroke color if you want to. You can actually do that. So right now what we're generally doing is we're just trying to trace around that image. So let's bring that stroke back down. So we're just drawing points. It does take some practice to get this working, you know, exactly how you want it. And remember, we can make the image invisible, so you could see how your fish is turning out to be. And now you can also use other tools like the oval. You know, I'll use the oval there. Free transform, squeeze it in a bit, then I could draw another smaller one here. Now I've got the fill set up, I'm just deleting it as I move along. Free transform, and then I'll use the lines for kind of the cheeks. I'll just pull them in. Now if you make it invisible, you'll see it's actually looking better, more like the other image. So I could draw the eyes, small circles. Then the mouth comes in. And I'm missing out, you know, the fins and everything else. So you could, but you get the gist of it. So we've got two layers. You know, if I wanted the back tail of it to move, I'd have to place this on a separate layer. But right now, you need to really get into the hang of understanding layers and trying to draw objects. So I'll make that invisible. Change the stroke a bit, and I could fill this color to, I don't know, say fish. It's not working. Let's see. There's a gap. There's a broken gap somewhere. Yeah, that's fine. Just gonna try closing this for the sake of it. Just pinpoint. So I'm just going around and just checking if everything is closed up so I can actually fill it. And that's sometimes you may have issues with. You're trying to fill it, but it's just not working. Just going to get rid of this top section. I want to see why it's not filling. I'll come back to that. Is anybody else having issues? Okay, there you go. So there's a top section that wasn't allowing me to fill this. So I can always redraw that. So I'm going to redraw the top section. I'll just do my own version. Okay, there you go. So that's managed to fill it. Let's actually work on the mouth. So I'll just create a circle there with no fill. Going to put it at an angle, not just perfectly round. So let's fill this now. But you could see it's kind of close to that. But this is a vector image, so we've actually created a vector image. So each time you zoom in, we're going to have kind of a fish there. There are sections missing, of course. But if we were to kind of tween this, create motion tween, let me delete this layer. So it's going to go from left to right. I'll say it's kind of transparent initially, then we're able to see it at the end. You know, we could have this kind of jump out of a fishbowl or something. So there's lots of things you can do. Not the best of animations, but we would generally have a bowl here. You know, you could jump out. So just to give you an idea, you know, animations can be complex. It takes a long time to animate objects. See if I can pull something out that I've done in the past. So I'll just give you an example here in a sec. So far we've actually covered layers, text, and next week we'll actually move on to you know, working with symbols, creating some animation. So let me close Flash. See if I have something here, Dunkin project. See if this is the right one here. Not the right one. Let me go to the next one. No, let me find it. I don't have the right one here. It's wrong files. What happened to it? These are old files. Yeah, I don't think I'm able to show you that. Yes.
I would be willing to show the animation I am as a reference.
So the stuff we've covered today has been around layers, objects, drawing. So familiarize yourself. Make sure you go through the chapter. You need to go through the chapter. The more you practice, the better you get. You need to remember that. Like, it's not just a matter of just spending a few hours. Remember, you need to be spending at least 5-6 hours, at least minimum, practicing on this.